Hey everybody, it's Dale Jr. back again for another episode of Ask Junior. All right, Ask Junior. This is gonna be different. We have questions submitted to Xfinity Racing on Twitter by drivers. Right? Are these Cup guys, Xfinity guys?
Xfinity guys.
All Xfinity drivers. Well, I saw a couple Cup guys asking some questions, so I wasn't sure. But anyways, I love this. I can't wait to hear the questions that they have. And should be a lot of fun. I believe there'll be some smart aleck stuff in there because most of those guys got pretty good personalities. So let's have at it.
First question from Ryan Vargas. When you were a rookie in the Xfinity Series, how did you try to leverage expectations and prep headed to tracks you'd never been to?
Ryan is a super cool guy.
Yep.
I'm glad he chimed in. I knew he would. We had a deal a couple years ago. We were speaking to some of them young drivers, and he was the first one to come up to me after the conversation, introduce himself. So I've been paying attention to him ever since. The question was what was the question?
When you were a rookie, how did you
Yeah.
leverage like expectations and prep heading into tracks you'd never been to?
Well, I raced on iRacing when I was going somewhere that I'd never been to. Just run a lot of laps at that track, especially the road course stuff. You know, watching races, watching video, watching in-car camera, get an in-car camera of a driver who won or run well and watch his video and listen to his throttle and see his steering, what he's doing, what he's fighting, and where he's lifting and things like that. I mean, that's all pretty straightforward stuff I'm sure everybody's probably clued into already. In terms of expectations, I mean, you're just going to put so much pressure on yourself. You're going to have this idea of where you really think you need to finish, should finish. But basically, you know, when we had practice, you could drive the car and go, okay, by the end of the, you know, by the time the race is starting, I think this car it can finish in X place, right? And if we finish better than that, that'll be good. If we don't finish as good as that, I'll be disappointed. That's how I usually did that. And I did that every weekend up through my entire career. I'd have an idea of where I thought the car could finish before the race started, and that would kind of be my target for having some personal satisfaction or being happy about. Is that a word? Satisfaction? No,
It is now.
It is now. Being happy about what you did, right? Or being disappointed. So, anyways, you know, I don't know. I'm not going to give anybody advice, but that's basically what I did. Without practice, I don't know how you do that. I think maybe in the first 10 or 15 laps, you figure out what kind of car you got and start thinking about where you think you should finish. I just did that. I couldn't. It was a habit of mine that, you know, I did. When things go better than you expect, then it's a good feeling.
Next question from Chase Briscoe. You can run any car at any track, and that's it.
Chase is a Cup guy. See?
That's right.
Well,
I wonder if he's doing an Xfinity race. That's why he was able
Doesn't
to.
count.
No, doesn't count.
No.
If he's a
Sorry,
part-timer.
Chase.
Yeah. Nope. You can ask. I liked it.
all right.
I liked it.
I like this question.
Yeah, I do too.
You can run any car at any track, and that's it for the rest of your life. What do you pick and why?
Probably a late 70s car, maybe the Chevy Laguna, and probably, you know, there's a lot of tracks I'd love to go to once to try them, see them, Texas World Speedway and stuff like that, but probably old Atlanta before the dog leg.
That's a good answer.
It looked like a lot of fun. I could run it the rest of my life. Yeah, late 70s, old Atlanta.
All right, next question from Jesse Little. What was the most recent book you read?
I think the Gary Ballou book is the last one I read.
Hot Shoe.
Yeah, Hot Shoe. Maybe I've read one since then, but I think it was
Will Cronkite?
yeah, I read some. I did read Will's book. So I read Will Cronkite's book. He was a car owner in the Cup Series in the 70s and worked on race cars. Great book. Worked with Dad, so there's a lot of that in there. So Will Cronkite's book and Hot Shoe, Gary Ballou's book. Two great books.
Two great racing
Gary's books. Ugh,
Yeah.
crazy.
Next question from Tommy Joe Martins. Who was the guy that always raced you the hardest, but then was like buddy, no big deal outside the race car?
Matt Kenseth. So Matt, we were great friends, really good friends, and I'd like to think we still are great friends today. He gives me a hard time for not staying in touch with him, but I haven't gotten a text from him in a while either. But that's his sense of humor. But we get on the racetrack, and 5 laps to go, 3 laps to go. We could be running for 15th. Not, and he will squeeze you off the corner. And I would go up to him. I'd be like, man, I had to lift, and that cost me like 3 spots that last lap. Thanks. And he's just he doesn't apologize for it. But I mean, we would have a great friendship off the racetrack. But when you were on the track with him racing, he wasn't going to do you any favors. You better not expect any. He didn't race dirty, and he didn't run into me. But he was definitely racing, for himself. Nothing wrong with that.
Stephen Parsons, what was the best fight you've seen at Hickory Speedway? Any fighting stories?
Ah, man, I think it was him and his dad. I think that's why he brought that up.
Oh.
So I was at Hickory watching Josh Berry race and William Byron. He used to race our late model. And somewhere along in the middle of the race, I guess he got in a little dust up on the track, and literally like 3 haulers down, there's Phil Parsons duking it out with some guy. They're wrestling around, just a little hustle. And it was funny, man, because I was, you wouldn't think Phil Parsons would let himself go to that space. He went to that place that night.
Phil did?
Yeah, he did.
Wow. That would be fun to watch.
I don't know. I've not seen many fights at the racetrack, but that was one I witnessed. It was a quick, but it was aggressive.
All right, one more from Brandon Brown. When you raced road courses, did you change your hand positioning on the steering wheel, or did you still keep them together?
I need a watch. I think I probably kept them at 10-2. I need to watch because I don't know I'm doing it. I don't know really when I'm driving. I don't really pay attention to anything I'm doing. I don't do that, Mike. But on the ovals, he's talking about this. So Mark Martin used to do this, but when I turn the wheel, I move. Basically, I kind of drive like this on the straightaway, and then when I go into the corner, I move my right hand to my left, next to my left hand, and pull the car like this, steer the car like this in the corner, and then back to here on the straightaway. I mean, even at a short track, like over and over and over, and it just I'm doing it unconsciously, but at the
unconscious. Uh-oh. That's trouble.
Subconsciously, what is the word I'm looking for?
Maybe instinctually.
Instinctually.
He's out, y'all. He's out.
I'm not unknowingly doing it. So, anyways.
I know what you meant.
Yes.
Brandon Brown also had a question for Water Cooler Dale.
Oh.
He wanted to know, which was hilarious.
He's awesome.
Who do you gossip about the most at Junior Motorsports? That was
a
question for Water Cooler Dale.
We used to be Steven Steffen because he was always giving us something to watch on the security cameras.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
He was always running into something, crashing something, doing something that was going to end up on the end of the year video at Christmas party.
Martin, maybe.
Who do we gossip the most about?
I mean, Martin. Anytime there's an IT failure, like our internet slows down and we go look for Martin, he's on a sailboat.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. I probably gossip the most. I mean, the most I talk about, the most person I talk about, is probably drivers. Like I'm always talking to Kelly or LW or Ryan Pemberton about our drivers, and it could be any of them. And then crew chiefs are right below that, right? Just trying to keep the harmony and what's going on, what guys need, what they need from me. How people are doing, what people's attitudes have been, how this driver's doing, where's his head at, that kind of stuff.
All right. Well, that was fun. Great
questions. Appreciate everybody. Appreciate all the Xfinity drivers and for being a part of this, man. Guys got things to do and they're busy. Thanks for chiming in, and thanks to Xfinity for supporting this part of the show. Ask Junior on the Dale Junior Download.